Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Marie. Today, we're going to take a dive down into the bottom 3 chakras, and we're going to explore a little deeper what the hits feel like. In our video series, The World Behind Your Eyes, in the link below, we explore how our energy system feels to us. And in our bottom 3 chakras, those energies are very dense and they're very easy to feel physically in our biology, what those hits feel like. And so we're going to move into those just a little bit deeper today. So in our first chakra, which is at the base of our spine, and then of course deals with everything from that point lower in our body, this energy center is very dense because it's very tribal, it's very familial. And when we get an energetic hit in our first chakra, it can quite often feel like you need to sit down, like you feel weak in the knees. And I'm sure at least most people have experienced at least once in their life that feeling where they've received perhaps a piece of information or they've learned something that has caused them to want to sit down in a hurry, where you literally feel weak in the knees, that your legs can't support your weight. Those hits will usually come through when you're dealing with something in your tribe. And remember, your tribe isn't just your family. It can be your coworkers, it can be the organizations or groups and clubs that you belong to. Your tribe can take on many forms. And learning about something that happens within that tribal community can give us that feeling within our biology where we really do feel like we have to sit down. Like, oh my gosh, that's such a big piece of news. I got to sit down here. I got to think about this for a minute. That is what that hit feels like in your body. And that is for you to also understand that you're losing energy. And this is what it feels like when you lose energy through your first chakra. It has this density to it. Moving up into the energies of our second chakra, which of course is in the area of our lower back and our hips and our sexual organs. This energy center, because it is so hot and alive, and I don't need to explain to anybody what a sexual rush feels like, that this is what the energy feels like within your second chakra. And if you receive a second energy hit in that second chakra, it is hot, it is alive, it is vibrant. You don't need anybody to tell you what that is. And you know that feeling instinctively because it's something that's a part of all of our lives, that feeling, that sexual rush. And we can transfer what that feeling feels like into an energetic release for the body when you're dealing with situations that deal with your relationships, with your one-on-one relationships. Remember that it's this energy center that you give energy to the relationships around you, and not just the ones that are romantic, but all relationships. Remember that all relationships hold some spiritual value for us. And so we can get a second energy chakra hit that can feel very much like a sexual rush when we're in a situation where something is happening. Let's pick a romantic relationship where you all of a sudden found out a piece of information about that relationship that didn't make you feel good that day, that brought on feelings of anxiety. You'll feel a hit here in the third chakra, which we're going to talk about next. But you're also going to feel that hit in your second chakra, and it might be like a wave of heat. It might be that intense feeling of a sexual rush, but that is what that second chakra feels like. What I'm trying to help you understand a little deeper in this video is that each one of our chakras has a very specific feeling to it. And I don't need to tell you what a good feeling is or a bad feeling is. what I'm trying to get you to understand is what it feels like within those chakras when you're losing energy. Because if all of a sudden you realize, oh, well, that's what it feels like. I felt that there before many times, but I didn't know that that was me losing energy to a situation or a person or a conversation. And this is what that feels like there. We can also get severe lower back pain when we're getting hit with a second chakra hit. Because if all of a sudden you woke up tomorrow and you found out that all of your money was gone, because of course this is the power center that we're dealing with in our second chakra. It's about our stuff and our money and our relationships. And if you woke up in the morning and all of a sudden all of your money was gone in the bank, I'll tell you, your lower back is going to feel the hit. You're also going to probably feel it in through your hips, your sciatic area, because this is how we feel those hits. So the next time that you're feeling that weakness in your lower back, it might have something to do with what you physically did that day, but where's your mind? Is your mind dealing with your finances all the time? Are you always worried about money? Are you always worried about your romantic relationship? Are you worried about your relationship with your mom or your dad? Because this is where we warehouse this, and this is what hits feel like through this energetic center. Moving on up into our third chakra, well, this is our sense of self. This is also the seat of our gut instinct. And when you get that hit in the gut, where you know that, oh my gosh, my guts tell me that's the wrong thing to do, that is exactly what that hit feels like in that energetic center. Remember, this is your largest collection of nerves outside of the central nervous system. And when something comes into your energy field, remember your chakras are your energy system. When something comes into that energy field, you will feel a hit just like someone punched you in the gut. And, as a child, you might have had a lot of stomach aches because you were feeling a lot of things that didn't feel good to you. And as an adult, the hits don't feel any different. We just understand them as a punch in the gut a bit more now. And that is what it feels like when you're losing energy to a situation. And you all know that you've been in at least one or two situations in your life where you felt that punch in the gut. And it doesn't feel good. And I don't need to tell you that it's a negative drain on your energy field. Because if it was giving you energy back to you, you'd feel good about it. It would be a positive feeling. It would be like that day that you draw your line in the sand and you stood by your own honor code, and when you did it, you had to go and do a little dance in the back corner because you're like, yeah, I did that for myself, and you feel good. It's a good feeling hit here, not that ugly, icky feeling hit. And so learning to understand what these hits feel like within these bottom three chakras really helps us to navigate through life, through those practices during the day when we're at work, through those practices when we're doing a meditation in the evening, understanding how those hits are triggered by our emotions, because remember, our emotions are our messengers, and those are the messengers that give us the hits physically in our biology, so that we can start to learn to understand where we're losing power. Because when we're losing power, we have to remember that that power is coming from somewhere within us that we're losing. And then how do we get that back? And of course, that's going to be a video for another day. If you found this video helpful to you and you like my content, like, share, and subscribe below, and have yourselves a wonderful day. And thank you for joining me.